What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, we are here back in we're in Denmark, or we're with a family that's living in Denmark, not necessarily going, they're going somewhere else in this video, but we're with the channel Traveling Young. Somebody recommended this to me because I told y'all on the flag video, I was like, I need to check out the other Nordic countries. And somebody was like, hey, Traveling Young went to the Faroe Islands. So from this thumbnail, it looked very cold. She looked very cozy, but shout out to Traveling Young. Y'all see I'm subscribed. Y'all gotta subscribe to their channel. They helped me learn so much about Denmark, them, and rope trotting. If you're new to my channel or don't know much about Denmark, definitely check out Traveling Young, rope trotting, for all your Denmark exclusives from an American point of view. So, yeah, I appreciate them. I even learned Denmark taxes through Traveling Young. So, that's pretty cool. But we checking out this video. We visit the Faroe Islands for a quick 3 days. I can just imagine.
Hello
3
and
days
welcome
being
to this
quick, super quick, at least. I'm gonna refresh this because I don't know if that's on my end.
Hello and welcome to this
Yep.
week's Traveling Young, where we finally get to the video.
It's my fault. I'm sorry. I've been traveling
It was on my
a
end.
lot. It's my fault.
Faroe Islands. Our trip was fantastic, and in this video, we're going to talk about a hike we took.
Yes.
We're going to talk about some a boat ride.
A boat ride.
Boat ride we took.
Some smoked salmon.
Smoked salmon. Sheep that we saw give birth.
Yes. Josh got to see a lamb born for the first time.
I respected its privacy. The birthing part of it is not on video, but immediately after it is.
Yes.
And and a few other little things in between, like massive, huge hills on our 2.5 day, not long enough, but better than 0 days.
That's true.
Adventure at Faroe Islands on this week's Traveling Young.
That's pretty cool. I could just imagine seeing and doing all this in 3 days. The first day usually tired from jet lag or something.
Okay, so let's start this off and talk about our very first day. We flew from Copenhagen to, because we live in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Right? Super easy. 2-hour flight from Copenhagen to get to the
it's not
Faroe
that
Islands.
bad.
Okay, not
And
bad.
I had the window seat as normal, and the view.
Of course, you always get the window seat.
The
So he
view-
had the amazing view.
It was like I've been telling people that it felt like like the beginning of Jurassic Park when they like fly into the island. It's just like out of the sea. There's this amazing these islands. It's amazing.
It's like you waiting to see the dinosaurs just walking around. I love Jurassic Park. I think I've seen all of them from the old to the new.
It's just so beautiful. It was
Jurassic
such a
Park.
clear day, and I'm just and you could see. I can't remember the name, but the island that actually is like has a lot of puffins. We didn't go, but that will go on a future trip. And also the waterfall that goes over the edge, which we didn't get to see because we just didn't have enough time. But I saw it from the plane. Then we landed, and it was just incredible.
So beautiful.
So we did that.
Very nice.
Landed, and then we it was like 2-ish in the afternoon. So we got our car, checked into the Airbnb to drop our luggage off, and despite wanting to take naps, we're like, we don't have enough time here, so let's just do this. And we went out and we took a hike.
We did. We went to this place called Chilnipa.
Yeah, and we were staying on the same island as the airport, and that's where this was, so it wasn't that far from our place. Mm-hmm. And so we took the hike. It was, I think, around 200 krona a person. So this is the thing about Faroe is all the hikes you have to pay because it's all private land. And so you're paying to walk, and they have to maintain the trails and all that stuff.
It's about 45 minutes out to the cliff and 45 minutes back. So it is a bit of a hike, and do wear good shoes.
Yeah, it wasn't a ton of up and down though. I mean, there's a little bit, but it was a bit rocky, but it was, but it was a pretty easy. I'm pretty lazy, and I did it okay.
You did it all right.
That might be my type of trail. I'm not gonna lie. I've been preparing for Europe. I've been doing a lot of walking, especially since my knee surgery. Been doing a lot of walking. Just started back running again because I was doing running. But I've been preparing for my long walks in Europe, so I'm ready for that.
And so that was basically the thing that we did the first day because we were super tired. We did that.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we basically found some food and crashed. But I have a lot of footage of this. And the one time we actually spoke on camera.
It was so windy.
It was so windy. I didn't record ourselves talking on camera much.
It was kind of pointless because it was really so windy, but it was so beautiful and so worth it.
But I want you to hear this to really grasp how much wind is there. So excuse the wind. And I did select some very dramatic music for this part of this video right now. So let's show what this hike is like and the reward at the end, which was basically our first day. Our first day in the Faroe Islands.
Hey. Oh, that wind is loud. Oh my goodness.
But look at this background.
Oh. Dang, like just seeing all this open land. I just started thinking about the Vikings. Out of nowhere, like just seeing all this land openness right here.
Very windy. So who knows if we can even be heard right now while we talk. It's crazy.
That is a lot of
super windy but gorgeous.
Yeah.
So we hike.
That music's good. Oh, stop. Nice. That look real nice. It sounds like Indiana Jones music. I feel like it's adventurous music going on. Oh. Some more people out there as well. Dang.
Day two.
Day
2 was our most productive day. Now we didn't so this is this new thing about traveling that I do now, which is I will plan like one big activity. Like not big, but one thing.
Like we've always done that.
We wanted. Well, no. Usually I'd plan like 15 things a day. I'm saying I plan one thing that I want to make sure I do.
That's true. Yes.
And then anything else that happens.
Yeah.
And what we decided to do was to go and take a boat ride that left from Vestlanama. But we started in Tórshavn, which is the biggest city. It's on a different island, and you drive through this tunnel that you have to pay a toll to take.
Yeah.
Because most of these islands, not all, but most of them are connected by tunnels. So we went over to Tórshavn and we had some lunch.
Yeah,
and
which was really nice.
Really good. The first time I had my oin, which is
yes.
my favorite beer.
The beer.
And then we went to Vestlanama.
Which you hated that drive.
Which was in a terrifying drive. Here's some footage of how high this hill is.
Oh my goodness.
That you're driving on in this little road. It's so terrifying.
He did not enjoy that at all.
And so like when we're on the...
I'm not that person, but sometimes like on the highway, I have to cross bridges, get over on bridges. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be that person like don't look down because it's like, dang, we kind of high. And in the car, you know... I try not to be that person, but sometimes it crossed my mind like, let me hurry up and get off this bridge because I'm afraid of heights.
What we'd driven on, and I'm looking at it going,
try not to think about that.
I'm looking at it going, I got to drive on this again to get back. It's like, I got to go back.
Yeah.
But that was basically the second day, and
nice views.
I have a whole bunch of footage of this.
So amazing, like life-changingly beautiful. I absolutely loved it.
And it was like a beautiful... blue sky that day we had. Really good. I mean, it was windy as always, which means we're not talking. That's why we're talking from our house. But this is what I want to show you. This is our second day. I got a couple shots of the food in this really cool, nice little cafe that we had lunch.
Yep.
Some shots of Tórshavn before we then drove over to the boat ride, and then the boat ride, and that was I mean a fantastic day too.
Yeah, basically.
Fantastic. Check it out. That's the beer he was talking about then. Okay, nice sandwich right there. What is that? That chicken? That look good. Got my mouth watering on. Wow. Man, it is so different out here. Look nice. Yeah, these views are stunning. Look at that. I don't know why, but I feel like I've seen Ryan Shirley here or something. Look at that. That's some nice clear water right there too. Ooh. Yeah, I would definitely feel like I'm at Jurassic Park over here. Look at that. Dang. These are stunning. These are very nice. Wow. I'll be scared to take this boat ride at night, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that's a nice view right there.
Which was basically our second full day.
Yes.
We were starting to get slow because the weather was just not good.
Yeah, it wasn't the best.
Yeah, and so the main plan for that day was to have some of the skepakul.
The wind-cured lamb.
Wind-cured lamb. That was the goal. And so if you saw our live stream, we talked about how... Well, actually, first, before we did that, we went and had lunch because I wanted salmon, because salmon is super popular there.
Yes.
My friend Michael kept saying, make sure you have salmon.
So we did.
So we had some salmon. And at this place that was right on the harbor at Tórshavn. And then we said, all right, well, let's go stop at this grocery store and see if we can score some of this stuff. And we figured
being in Tórshavn, that would be our best
and it was nice
because it was a big grocery store.
Yeah, and so as we mentioned in the live stream, we're just going to say this really briefly. If you didn't catch the full story in the Trot on Tuesday and that, go watch the live stream. But we'll just say that we were asking. They didn't have any. They only had full legs for 600 krona. So somebody overheard us and invited us to his house. So after we had this nice lunch, then we ended up going to this person's house.
Yep.
And I'm not going to show all the footage of us eating the sheep leg because we've done that already in the live stream. But what we didn't show in the live stream was we got to also eat the smoked salmon.
He made his own smoked salmon, and that was honestly, I think, the best smoked salmon I'd ever had because it was different. Like it was almost chewy. Yeah,
most smoked salmon I have, I feel like is just too. To me, it tastes too rawish almost. You know, this did not.
Smoky.
It was smoky.
It was really good.
It was really, really, really good. And we also had.
I need to try smoked salmon. I never had it. I just thought about it. I feel like I've had salmon before, but I haven't had smoked.
I won't get into all the details, but we also have some langoustine.
We did.
Which is actually, I think, langoustine. I said langoustine, very American.
I always called them langoustine.
I said that at work the other day, and somebody who was
nice.
French
he invited
said,
them.
What are you talking about?
They're jomfru in Danish.
And that was super good. And apparently, Marnie, the person whose house we were at, is actually like famous for exporting langoustine from Faroe all around famous restaurants around at least Scandinavia. So we got some like top notch,
really good stuff.
Very good. And then after that, because then he showed us that there were these webcams, and we wanted to go to Saksun, but we were afraid that since the weather, like where he lived up on a hill, looking down to Tórshavn, you couldn't even see.
Yeah, you couldn't see past the edge of the cliff.
Like, I don't want to drive an hour and then not be able to see anything. But through the webcam, we saw it was nice, so we said, all right, let's do this. So we left his place and drove up. And that was just amazing.
I felt like I was in Lord of the Rings. And if you know me, you know I'm a giant nerd and I love Lord of the Rings. And I was just like in hog heaven. I absolutely loved it. And we got there and
I like Lord of the Rings.
Waterfalls and the sheep everywhere.
Well, those little like houses with the grass roofs.
So cute.
There's this famous church there that you could see. And a lot of people take this.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This looked like an area I've seen in movies before. I mean, I can't tell you the movies, but I might need a screenshot this for my screensaver. This is actually nice.
This hike that actually you can go down.
Real nice.
Yeah, we did that.
And actually walk pretty far when the tide is low.
Yep.
But we didn't do that because we saw that this sheep was like, had a couple of hoops coming out. And we're like, let's just hang out and watch this instead of walk around. Let's see if this is. So we met this couple from Switzerland.
Yeah.
And they were also standing there. So we experienced this together.
Yeah.
And
we were all rooting for her.
We're like Googling though, like how long does this take? Are we gonna be here for like 4 hours?
No.
And the consensus was it would be anywhere between 0 minutes.
Well,
we didn't know how long to an hour.
I've seen a cow calf born, and I knew from having seen that that it usually once they got to the point that sheep was at, it typically doesn't take too long. It goes pretty fast. So I was like telling them, I'm like, guys, it won't take. It's worth it. Let's see it.
45 minutes though, I'd say.
But still,
we did wait it out.
Oh.
We did see.
We saw a little
and then we're like, let's wait until it walks. So then we waited another 10 minutes and saw it walk for the first time. It was such a great experience.
Nice.
But Saksun is well worth driving up to. And so that's on the same island as Tórshavn. It's just up north. And we never ended up going.
What a coincidence to see life.
We thought about going to another Tórshavn. It's just
Life
up
be
north.
born.
And we never ended up going. We thought about going to another island, but in that case, it was too foggy.
Yeah.
And so that's saved for another trip. And also, I was getting nervous when I was looking at maps, like how high are all these roads? Now that I realize some of these roads are like way up these cliffs. This Saksun was
maybe come on another
sea level. And so then the last thing we did on the way before we went back to the island with the airport is, you know what? I'd gotten so into this Oi beer. I said, let's go and actually have dinner and go to the brewery. So we visited the brewery, and that's where we kind of concluded the last night. Was at the brewery. We had some good beer.
They had nice cider.
They had barbecue.
Yeah, they had barbecue.
Nice.
Had some good barbecue, and it was super nice. And then I was very happy to see the next day when we flew back, they had some in the airport after security.
Yep.
And since I didn't check a bag, I was able to buy 6 cans and bring it home, and I think I only have one left. But there you go.
Oh, that's his favorite.
It was a banner trip. Even for as short as it was, it is like burned into my brain how much I loved that place. And it's so fascinating too because it has such a unique landscape, and it just amazes me how people live there with, I mean, there's not a tree in sight, at least the places we were.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I just noticed
beautiful.
that.
I can't say this is like the most authentic place I've been because I've been to a lot of places from like Peru and small places all over. But this was super authentic, and I didn't feel like it wasn't touched by a bunch of Western things. There was a Burger King, otherwise there wasn't restaurants, and there's mostly local stuff. And it was just really, I just really, really liked it. Yeah. And I want to go back. We will, and it's easy to go to from here. Yeah. It's a great use of your SAS points if you live in Copenhagen. You get like the most for your, not dollar, but point value.
Yeah, point value.
SAS value.
Very worth it. And it was just such an amazing place. And everybody we interacted with was so nice. Marnie, who led us to his house. Yeah. He said, let me know when you come back. I've got his number. We'll definitely something else with him.
Go back and
it's another open invite.
It was such an amazing time. I would highly recommend going. And if you can't, if you're not in a place like Copenhagen here where you can actually get there pretty easily, so we'll probably take multiple trips to eventually construct what would be like a week and a half if you went at once. If you can't do that, go for at least a week.
Yeah, go for a week because it takes
go to
a
all
while.
These islands.
Yeah, and it takes a while to get to places. You know, it is a bit like Iceland. Like you have to drive to get places, but it's so worth it. It is just gorgeous. Every place we were, it was so beautiful. And
the one last thing I'll say is the airport is so tiny. There's 2 gates. The runway is super short. And so they pump it as hard as they can when you take off. And you're like, whoa. And then you're going as fast as you can. The second they lift, you're just like straight up in the air.
Dang.
It's crazy. But it's a very dramatic departure.
It is a dramatic departure.
And
but worth it.
Within seconds, we were above the clouds because it wasn't a pretty day on our way back. There you go. So that was our experience. Rent a car. Try to go for as long as you can, but we're going to be back again.
Yes.
And be open to eating fish and all kinds of different foods.
Be open and curious.
As Marnie would say. There you go. That is our very quick 2.5, 3-day trip to the Faroe Islands. We'll see.
That was nice. The Faroe Islands does look real nice. Y'all make sure y'all give this video a thumbs up. Maybe leave a comment. This was a great video. So 70 natural view. The views were just amazing. The views were they were real nice. Like it's definitely different from everything I've seen and watched for the past years when it comes to different countries here in Europe. But that was very nice. Like I said, shout out to Traveling Young for doing this video because I got to see a little bit more of the Faroe Islands that I've been wanting to see. And like I said, I've been doing a lot of the Nordic countries on this channel. So this was nice. Appreciate whoever sent this. Somebody sent this to me. I don't think it was on the playlist. It wasn't on the playlist, but somebody sent this to me or told me in the comments to check it out. So I'm glad I did. So y'all make sure, like I said, go leave a comment on their channel. I know there's more to see with the Faroe Islands. So, but like I said, that's one of my hopes to be able to do. I'm telling you, I'm doing a Nordic tour. That's my goal. That's my goal for next summer. So, but I enjoyed this. Hope y'all did as well. Hit that subscribe button. Send out those recommendations. Y'all be blessed. Be the best and be you. I'm out.